Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Welcome back to Wednesday evening show over here. We are live and direct. We've got three parts of the whole. We've got some injury update news. I'm not worried about Gabriel Jesus, but we've got some news in regards to Marquinhos, and Oleksandr Zinchenko. We've also got some breaking news in regards to a statement made from the FA. Remember, Liverpool played against Arsenal and there was some kind of goings-ons between Gabriel Magalhães and Henderson. That's breaking news. And we've got some other bits and pieces that we want to get through to on the other side of this music intro. Yes, indeed. Welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over. This one, I'm back in my familiar surroundings. My familiar surroundings. It's only my living room. I'm in the living room. It's not nowhere special. Actually, it is somewhere special. I've got to be careful because maybe my wife is watching. But we are live and direct. And what I'm going to say to you is, come into the live chat. You can probably join Ashley D in some kind of nonsensical chatting or debating or discussion, no fighting. And B, you can actually subscribe and share the content on Cannon Fodder TV if you are of that ilk. But we would like you to subscribe, be part of the community. You can join in. You can also become a member. I think Lynn, hello Lynn. I'm not sure if Lynn's watching. Our latest and newest member on Cannon Fodder TV. Tomorrow, we're going to be joined by James Rowe. Remember, the live chat is only going to be open to people who have paid the small subscription fee of £1.99, which is roughly €1.99, which is roughly $1.99. We're not going to get into that. So there you go. So like I said before the bump, I think, you know what, I'll get into the statement actually. You know, we know there's some kind of issue between Gabriel Magalhães and Mr. Henderson. Is he the former captain? He's still the captain of Liverpool? But anyhow, you know, there was some talk about an allegation of racist comments aimed at Gabriel Magalhães. The FA said that they will take it up. I think the referee, I can't remember the referee's name, but he had reported the issue to the English FA. And here is a statement from the FA. Following an investigation into an allegation received by the FA in the Premier League fixture between Arsenal FC and Liverpool FC on Sunday, the 9th of October, 2022, the FA can confirm that it will not be taking any disciplinary action. The FA received a complaint about an incident involving two players in the fixture. As a result of the complaint, the FA conducted a full and thorough investigation. The investigation included taking witness statements from the complainant and accused, along with an additional 6 players who were within proximity of the alleged incident, reviewing multiple angles of video footage and seeking independent linguistic expert evidence. None of the witnesses heard the alleged comments, and the player accused strenuously denied the allegation throughout. Whilst the FA is entirely satisfied that the allegation was made in good faith, it is equally satisfied that there is no case to answer. The FA continues to take all allegations received extremely serious and would encourage anyone who believes that they have been the subject of or witness to abuse to report this through the appropriate channels. The FA receives a number of complaints in any one season and thoroughly investigates each one that it receives. Following consideration of all the evidence received, not all cases result in a charge being issued. So that is it there. You know, the FA have decided they're not going to take any action. It says they consulted linguistic experts. They spoke to 6 players. They spoke to the accused and the complainants, and their estimation is that they're not taking any further action. You know, I'm not going to say anything else because I think if I were to say anything else, it might put the channel, you know, in some kind of difficult situation. So I don't want to do that. So I'd far rather go on to actually the the first segment on Canon 40 TV on this Wednesday evening show here. Yeah, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything. So yes, the first news segment on Canon 40 TV is in regards to the person front and center, Marquinhos. Marquinhos won't miss Arsenal's training ahead of the PSV clash as Oleksandr Zinchenko makes slow progress. Arsenal winger Marquinhos missed training on Wednesday morning today, after feeling unwell, but he could still feature against PSV Eindhoven on Thursday. The Gunners have already qualified for the knockout stages of the Europa League. However, they can secure a top spot and a bye into the last 16 by drawing in Eindhoven. Marquinhos, who has featured regularly in the Europa League this season, missed training Wednesday morning due to an illness. The Brazilian, however, could still make the squad for the game against PSV and provide manager Mikel Arteta with the option to rotate players after Sunday's draw against Southampton. Now, one player who won't be involved on Thursday is Oleksandr Zinchenko, who missed training on Wednesday as he recovers from a calf issue. What is going on, man? The left back is understood to have undertaken some running in recent days, but he has not yet returned to full training with the team, and Arsenal will not rush him back. Dearie me. Yeah. Do you know what? It's like, I'm going to say it's like a reoccurring nightmare. But with the players, there's no right time for the players to get injured. They're all wrong times, aren't they? But with Oleksandr Zinchenko, I just kind of get the feeling that something is not right. And actually, I think what I probably will do is pull up his history of injuries. Yeah, so I don't want to say anything until I've actually researched that. But he's been out for the longest time. I think the last time he played was against, actually, in the North London derby, if memory serves me well. That's the last time he played in a North London derby. I think when he does come back, he'll eventually feel like a new signing. It's not good. Not good signs. Okay, the second news segment. Oh, my goodness. This one pains me. Ruben Neves. Sensational £50 million agrees terms with Barcelona. Yeah. He's agreed terms to sign with Barcelona just weeks after claims Arsenal are going to bid for him. Well, Spanish outlet Sport.es reports Wolves midfielder Ruben Neves has now agreed terms with Barcelona just weeks after claims Arsenal are going to bid for him. Well, they would have to put some serious money in there because if memory serves me well, I think didn't Wolves slap like a £70 million price tag on him? A red flag. Red flag. Don't go anywhere near our player. Right, okay. So Arsenal have been on the lookout for central midfielders with Mikel Arteta slightly short in the position at the moment. And do you know what? What, Alex? Well, I've done a video. Have you? Yes, I have. I've done a video which I think went live within the last half hour in regards to Ruben Neves. So check it out. If you want to know my thoughts, listen to the video. Ruben Neves, who for me should have been the replacement midfielder instead of Granit Xhaka. But anyway, we are here with Granit Xhaka. He's had a relatively good season, but it won't mean anything if we don't win anything and we don't secure top 4 for the Champions League. Ruben Neves, breaking my heart, man. They're breaking my heart. Anyhow, now the last, I left the best till last. Yes, look at these two strikers. One is a legend. One is still trying to figure out what's going on. Which one's trying to figure out what's going on? And the other one's a legend. Anyhow, Thierry Henry reveals his concern with Arsenal striker Gabriel Jesus. Thierry Henry fears Gabriel Jesus will never be a prolific striker capable of shouldering the goal-scoring burden himself at Arsenal. The summer sign of the Man City man made a blistering start to his Gunners' career. And while his overall contribution to the side remains significant, both on and off the pitch, the goals have dried up in recent weeks. Indeed, Jesus has gone 5 games now without a goal in all competitions, a run which dates back to his opportunistic strike in the North London derby, start of October. The Brazilian international wayward finishing played a key role in Arsenal's 8-game winning run, coming to an end at St Mary's on Sunday, when he squandered several glorious opportunities to extend his side's lead. Southampton rallied in the second half and ultimately earned a deserved point through Stuart Armstrong. And although Henry is a fan of Jesus' contagious attitude, we believe Arsenal will need more goal contributions from their wide players if they're going to maintain the excellent form. Now, in the words of the great man himself, the legend, Jesus is a guy who can put more pressure on Arsenal's all-time scorer. He told CBS he's going to be a guy that's going to score 25 to 30 goals. No, but he does. What he does is contagious. Then you have the likes of Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, who can do wonders. Jesus fronted up in the immediate aftermath of a rare off day for Mikel Arteta's side and took personal responsibility for failing to extend Arsenal's winning sequence. He said, "I'm disappointed. We are all upset with the result today because we know our quality. We know we could win the game today the way we played." Jesus to Premier League productions after Arsenal's draw against Southampton. Of course, we've dropped a little bit of our level. We have to come back because this league is tough. It's difficult. Everyone is upset. Now it's time. It's a difficult time, I think. The difficult time is coming. So everyone has to be alert, focus more. We have 6 or 7 games before we stop before the World Cup. So we need to come back, relax tomorrow, come back strong because that's football. Sometimes you drop off a little bit, but you have to realize a wake-up call. That's what we have to do now. And that's it. and that is it. What have I got to say about that? We're going to be talking about Mikel Arteta and a statement where he's actually saying that players have got to be expected to play 70 plus games in any one particular season. And I'm going to say this like I've said so many times before. You can say that when you've got numerous amount of replacements in different positions. And when the squad, the depth and quality of the squad is quite deep and wide. Arsenal don't run deep and wide. We run shallow and narrow. But we're going to be talking about that statement there on the East Talk. Yeah, we've got some familiar faces coming back for the Easy Talk. And I don't know. It's like, are people scared to actually talk about Gabriel Jesus and just say, look, the guy is off form? If he's off form, what's the best thing? Do we continue to play him? Or do we give him some time out and let, I don't know, Nketiah play instead? And that was the poll that I did last week and people got upset for. Just asking the question. Should we drop Gabriel Jesus to give, I don't know, the end man, Nketiah, some serious game time? I'm just asking the question. Anyhow, these are those have been the new segments running on this bump day for you, Wednesday for me over here. Like I said from the start, come into the live chat. We can debate, we can discuss, but keep the live chat clean, please. And also remember to subscribe to Canon 40 TV, share the content, and the world will be your oyster. So let's look on Twitter and see if we've got any comments there. Anything of noteworthiness? Let's have a look here. Right, okay, there's not been anything there. Let me just quickly do this. We'll also go into the voting, I think maybe for one more time, and see how the numbers have fallen on there. And you can also come in live chat and let me know your thoughts about, the situation with Gabriel Jesus. Is there a situation? Are we just literally just going in too much on Gabriel Jesus? I don't know. Just asking the question. And Oleksandr Zinchenko, when he eventually does come back, he will feel like a new player. Right, there's not been any comments there. And so now I believe I can go into the voting. Should we expect players to play 70 plus games in any one season? Not for me. Not for me. We've had 771 votes, 6 comments, and 18 likes. The likes have kind of tailed off for some reason. And these are how the numbers have fallen. So 47% of the subscribers had voted for yes. Players should be expected to play 70 plus games in any particular one season or any particular season for that. And 53 of you have got sense. 53 of you say actually players. No, plays 70 plus games. Again, we're going to be talking about that on the East Come this Friday. And talking about what's coming up, I actually just forgot to mention before we do go to live chat, is that this Thursday there's going to be a watch along. Not my brother. Not my brother. It will be Ange, the first lady of California TV, and Richard fronting up Arsenal ladies versus FC Zurich ladies, 8 p.m. tomorrow, 8 p.m. But also look out for a segment that James Rowe and myself, 5 p.m. So it's going to be a bit of a double header. Now, do I have the artwork for that? I don't think I do. Do I? Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. No, I don't. What's going on, Alex? Sort yourself out, please. Do I have? Oh, yeah. Here it is. Here it is. So it's going to be a bit of a double header. It's going to be a busy Thursday. So first off, we'll be kicking off James Rowe and myself talking about the Europa League football. We're also going to be talking roughly about hooliganism in over here in the UK and across the world of football. And also reviewing the PSV game versus Arsenal. That's going to be a 5 p.m. kickoff. And like I've just mentioned there, at 8 p.m. there will be a watch-along. Arsenal women versus FC Zurich women's. 8 p.m. watch-along with Richard and Ange, the First Lady of Canon for the team. You guys have been sport, man. You're going to be very, very sport. And I mean, do you see that anywhere else on other channels? I don't know. I don't really care. I don't care. All right, now we can go into a live chat and see who is joining us on this bump day. This bump day for you, Wednesday for me. Well, Ashley says, hey up, goodness, and hey up to you as well. Ashley, I hope you're keeping well. John Nagiza is in the live chat. He says, Alex, it's a great time to be a Gooner and welcome home Unai Emery. We're also going to be talking about Unai Emery on the Easy Talk on Friday. I forgot to mention, it's going to be an 8 p.m. kickoff. Usually it's 7:30 p.m., but it's going to be an 8 p.m. kickoff. So make sure you reserve your seat, you buy popcorn, some fizzy drinks, and put your feet up and push the kids off the sofa. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Actually, do that. Got to make some space, man. Make some space. I still believe there's something in the air tonight. I tell you what, John. You know, the next time we get you onto the channel, you might have to sing that song. Is that not Phil Collins? Isn't it? I can feel it coming in the air. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying. Arteta saying players should be able to play 70 games. Well, I saw your tweet, John. Who was it? Who's the only player that's played 70 games in any one season? I forgot his name now. I think have I done a player profile on him? It's not Frank Stapleton. It's I've forgotten his name. The assembled has joined. After Alex, is the Jesus situation something the fan base anticipated and feared would happen? This squad improved, but it's not deep enough. That's what I said. Yeah, it doesn't run deep or wide enough. You know what I mean? Our squad is shallow and narrow. But did we anticipate this? I didn't anticipate this. What I did say at the beginning of the season, I said I can imagine, and I hold my hand up, and I'm still going to stick by this. I asked the question based on if Eddie Nketiah gets more game time. If he gets more game time, I said at the beginning of the season that I envisaged that Nketiah would score more goals than Gabriel Jesus. I did. I said it. I did say it. And I'm still going to stick by it. But is there anyone out there who knew this was going to happen? I think it's down to fatigue, because it's like you see the guy. I think he's like first in all categories. You know, defending, interceptions. You know, closing down defenders. So all that is going to take an effect on him. Fatigue, and then you factor in there that Arteta's talking about players being prepared and ready to play 70 plus games. What are you talking about, man? No. So am I worried about Gabriel Jesus? Yes, I am, because I think he's trying too hard. I mean, the squad for the Brazilian team hasn't been named yet. World Cup next month. So I think he's trying too hard to impress. Man, just take it easy. Just relax a little bit. You know what I mean? And it will come to you. But the question is, do we need to consider dropping Gabriel Jesus for maybe a couple of games? Because don't forget as well, he's one yellow card away from being suspended. So I think he might, I think as Ralph said it on the Eastwood last week, that he might do it himself. He might do himself in and get suspended. But I'm just saying, before we get to that point, the fatigue, I feel like he feels like he's carrying Arsenal on his back. No, there's no need to do that. We've got Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left. We've got Odegaard. And we've got old man River, Thomas Partey in the midfield. So we have other players who can chip in with some goals. Trying too hard. Okongo Roberts, good evening to you, says should not be dropped because he is talented than Nketiah. Okay. Then what do we do? Just continue playing him. Not for me. Not for me. Yeah, Brian Tolbert, that was it. Yeah. You know what? When I've got to get back to doing my player profile videos. I do love doing them, but it's just I've been off on half term, back at work, and I just don't have enough time. Now, although I've kind of cut back on the quantity, not the quality, the quantity of videos that I do pre-recording and come up live. I don't do any anything now on a Sunday. That's not happening on a Saturday. Very rarely do anything on a Saturday, so I'm kind of cutting back now on the content. But I do need to get back and do the player profile where I feature research and feature players who play for Arsenal over the last 35, 40, 50 years. 35, 40, sometimes 50 years. But Brian Tolbert, man, yeah. There we go. So Brian Tolbert played 70 games in the 79-80 season. Every 90 minutes and extra time, 4 replays, 2 finals. Brian Tolbert. A lot of you are thinking, who's Brian Tolbert? He came from Ipswich, if memory serves me well. And actually Ipswich beat Arsenal. Was it Arsenal? I think they beat us in the FA Cup final. And he came to Arsenal and he won the FA Cup. Yeah. 79-80 season. Always said once Jesus hits a bad patch, we will struggle. Let's remove this silly. Remove this here. So about his people. Just silly behavior, isn't it? All right, let's just kind of make sure we don't have anything of that here. Yes, and someone else was mentioned at the beginning of the season. Not so much if he goes off form. What happens if he gets injured? What happens if he gets injured? Either one of them could get to him first. And actually, so what have you got? The player going off form. The possibility of getting injured. And I never thought I'd be saying this. Gabriel Jesus. Suspension. Wow. Never thought that would happen. Never, ever. All right. Okay, let's see. Oops, put it back up now. Okay. Let me just double check and see if there's been any other comments. Any other comments on our Twitter feed? Yeah. There is a comment here from the original Godfather about the statement. I don't want to say anything because, again, I don't want to put the channel in a difficult situation or position. So you can go on Twitter and you can check out what the original Godfather has said about the FA. Yeah. It's been a long time. My friend Ty Gunnosaurus, how is you, my friend? We've just been talking about Gabriel Jesus and some comments which came from the legend himself. That is, the guy on the right, that is. Yeah, he's just in his own words, is Gabriel Jesus going to be a striker that's going to score you between 25 and 30 goals? No, he's not. He's not. We have other players who can chip in, but in regards to this striker here, he's not going to score you that amount of goals. But what do you think, Tyrannosaurus? I don't know. Also, there's some news. Ruben Neves, I've lauded this midfielder for the last 2 seasons. I would have loved to have had play in the midfield at Arsenal. But the news coming out of the last 24 hours is that he's about to sign for Barcelona. I've done a video which came out actually now an hour ago. Ruben Neves, and we also spoke about certain players who will not, I think, be featuring tomorrow against PSV. Marquinhos felt unwell during training. Didn't train today. Oleksandr Zinchenko will not feature. Still suffering calf strain or calf muscle pull, whatever it is. And that is it. Again, I'm not going to read a statement from the FA, excuse me, in regards to Gabriel Magalhães and Mr. Henderson. There was a statement. Check it out on Twitter. I'm not going to read it again, and I'm not going to give my opinion. I don't want to get myself into trouble, so we'll just leave it there like that. Okay, so let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Jesus has not lost form. He's been missing many chances since the beginning of the season. What's your thoughts? But I think it's more compounded that the fact that he's not hit a target in 5 games now. So it's glaring, especially as is he our marquee signing? Well, he's our number 1 striker anyway, at least. So it's more compounded when you think the amount of money that we brought him for. He had a blistering start to the season. Eddie Nketiah can't get a look in. He can't get a start. And then all of a sudden, you see how midfielders and defenders are just roughing up Gabriel Jesus. And I'm thinking, well, actually, against the defender, against Southampton, since when was it allowed to strangle a player? So has he gone off form? I think probably has gone off form, and he's trying too hard. Like I said at the beginning, he just needs to take it down a notch, relax, and just be mindful that we do have other players now who can score goals. Martinelli, Saka, Thomas Partey, Ødegaard. But I think he's gone off form. And I get the impression that even in the WhatsApp group, I get the impression that people are a little bit scared to mention that, although DWTT has not been scared to talk about Gabriel Jesus. So for me, I think he's gone off form. But it's more glaring, it's more apparent when you see that he's supposed to be our number 1 striker, the money that we pay for him, the club he's come from, noteworthiness, the World Cup next month, blistering start to the season, and Eddie Nketiah cannot start a game. It becomes more magnified, doesn't it? The optics. I'm so happy Gabriel M signed until 2027. What's your thoughts on Saka, Martin, and Saliba? Well, I think we spoke about this. We spoke about it last week, Friday, on the East Talk. And I think we spoke about it the week before and last week on East Talk with Ralph and brother Isaac. You know what? For me, we've got to enjoy these players. Now, whether Saliba signs or not, I think we have him here for 2 more seasons, I believe. Let's enjoy that with the fact that we've got William Saliba. Bukayo Saka, I said for the longest time, Tyrannosaurus, he's not going to be pushed or rushed to sign anything. I love everyone saying the process is working. Again, I'm going to echo my thoughts what I said before. The process is the process. What is the process supposed to do? Is the process supposed to generate silverware? Or is the process just to, get rid of the dead wood and sometime in the future win some silverware? But if you're saying, all right, well, the process is actually supposed to get us, the silverware, i.e. win the Premier League and win the Europa League, well, we're not there yet. We have to wait and see where Arsenal finishes and how we finish the season. Bukayo Saka will not be rushed to sign any document. Well, any contract extension at least. Martinelli, I think he said it, even in the all or something or nothing documentary. He said, you know what, I just want to play. I just want to play. But why is there a little bit of a mute or gap between that and signing the contract? Your guess is as good as mine. Who else you mentioned there? So that is it. If Saliba does eventually go, then he goes. No player's going to stay at Arsenal forever. We know that. I know that. We both know that. Just enjoy the time that we do have William Saliba. If at the end he decides, actually, yeah, you guys gave me a hard time before I even played in the senior squad. You loaned me out 3 times. I'm here. I'm demonstrating to you the quality I've always had. Okay, but in actual fact, I'm off. But we don't know. We don't know yet. Bukayo Saka, I've just spoken about. Martinelli, we've just spoken about. We don't know. We really don't know. Would you start Eddie instead of Jesus? Tomorrow I would. And then again, he's 1 yellow card away from being suspended. Now, I'm not going to look in the future and say, well, actually, this game, we need Jesus for that game. The kind of person that I am, or have been since we've done the channel, is game-by-game basis. Now, I know other channels like to forecast in the future. Arsenal can possibly get 5 points from these 3 games and a certain amount of points, in November. I don't do that. Game-by-game basis. Game-by-game basis. But I would play Eddie against PSV in the return game. I think it will happen. Jesus will be suspended. When it happens, your guess is as good as mine. But I think it's only a matter of time that he will get suspended. He'll do it to himself before he gets injured. We might debate whether he's off form. I think he's off form. Again, he scuffed so many shots on Sunday. So many shots. And it's not the first time. He hasn't scored in 5 games. So he's off form. Give Eddie Nketiah a try. Jesus does seem to be developing into a younger Lacazette in the system, in my opinion. And that was the other thing that came to mind. I think when I spoke on Monday, or maybe it was on Friday, that there's some echoes of Lacazette. Missing chances left, right, and centre, but can score against the top clubs. And I'm thinking, if you're our number 1 striker, you should be able and capable of scoring goals, whichever team we're playing against. But that's the first thing that came to mind. Slight echoes of Alexander, the hitman Lacazette. I just hope not. I hope not. Shaka as a striker. No, thank you. No. Martinelli as a striker, yes. Shaq, no. A false 9. Tired. He's a better left back. Left back in the changing rooms. What's your thoughts on Edu now? I hear Edu negotiating his contract, if that's true. What I did report a few weeks ago was that Edu had the opportunity to go and sign for other clubs as the director of football. He has had other suitors, but he decided to stay at Arsenal. That's the only thing I've heard. Listen, credit where credit's due, Tyrannosaurus. The fact that he got Martinelli for, was it 3 million, 5 million pounds, like 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago, I applaud him. Got Marquinhos, who actually, for me, should be ready and played in the Premier League as competition for Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Heavy left-footed, but playing on the right-hand side. So we've got to give the guy credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? He's got those 2 players for us, and yeah. If you ask that question like maybe, I don't know, 2 years ago, I'm thinking, you know what, the guy needs to go. The only experience that he has is when he was out in Brazil. But anyhow. Xhaka is going to stay at Arsenal forever. Even if it means he ends up the tea lady. Yeah, he's going nowhere. I'm going to be careful what I say, but you're right. Granit Xhaka is not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Spoke about, as a natural replacement for me would have been Ruben Neves. And this is nothing out of the ordinary that I'm about to say. All managers have their favourite player, stroke players. It just happens that Mikel Arteta's favourite player is Granit Xhaka. Has he had a good start to the season? Yes, he has. He has. And I hold my hand out and say, well, credit where credit's due. He's had a relatively good start to the season. Still can't, tackle to save his life. But managers are going to have their favourite players. Granit Xhaka is not going anywhere. Current contract has 12 months extension as an option. They'll turn that to maybe 3 more years, man. And by that time, he'll be age 33. Yeah. Actually, Hillers, you are too funny. Do you think we can change formation to a back three instead? Would help as we've not been looking too good last 3 games. Do you know? I don't. It's not. For me, it's not the defense. We have enough fire. Does it sound right? We have enough firepower in the defense. As a backup, for me, I always rate Rob Holding. So, when you need to close up shop, or you can bring on a Rob Holding. The problem for me lies in a little bit still in the midfield and our attack. 1-0 wins. 1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. You play those games then when you know you can shut everything down. And so far, Arsenal still don't have the nous or the way of shutting the game down. They can't do it. They can't do it. We're sort of against Southampton. And by the way, I predicted a draw. For the game on Sunday. But those are the fine lines. When you know you don't have the tactical ability to shut down the game or blast out the opposition. Because Arsenal, as far as I'm aware, have not been able to blast the opposition, out of the game or shut everything down. But yeah, for me, the defense is okay. It is okay. It's still the striking. I mean, we had so many chances on Sunday. I see Gabriel Jesus pulling the shots wide, being manhandled to the ground. Can't tell me. Scuffing the shots. And that's a player trying too hard. He's trying too hard. Remember, Lacazette had a competition with Aubameyang. Jesus has competition from Nketiah. And this is the level of competition. I can't make sense of it. Thoughts, if any? Well, it's what we have. It's who we have. And I don't want to talk about or use the word blame. All right, okay, I'll use the word blame. You have to blame Mikel Arteta for that. Because I did say, not as a backup striker, I said as an additional striker, I would have gone for Ivan Toney all day long. All day long. So where would he have been in the pecking order if we had an Ivan Toney? The way I'm looking at it would have been Gabriel Jesus, Ivan Toney, and Eddie Nketiah. I'm thinking, Eddie, man, why did you sign for Arsenal? I'm sure Arteta would have told you, in the pecking order, brother Nketiah, you're somewhere down here. But I said it during the summer. Go in hard for Ivan Toney. Gives you so many different things. I'm looking at Mitrovic, who beat Aston Villa. We beat Aston Villa the other day. It would say we, because that's Fulham, my second favourite club. I'm looking at Mitrovic. Actually, I think it's the second goal Fulham scored. The guy is in the midfield. This is Mitrovic. He does some kind of movement with his feet. And he does a cross. I'm thinking, Mitrovic, you're supposed to be the striker. Multi-faceted. He brings so many different things. I mean, you can pump the ball up, you can header it, you can nod it down. put it on the ground. He going to take on 3 or 4 different players. Ask Liverpool about that. But if it wasn't going to be Ivan Toney, go in the market for Mitrovic. But we didn't, did we? So now the fine lines of the last games, 4 games, 1-0 to the Arsenal. The fine lines. We still can't shut down the games. We can't blow the teams out of the water. And then what happens? We go to Southampton, and there's a draw. So that I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday against a Notts Forest. And by the way, actually, I'm going to be doing a collaboration actually on this gentleman's channel. I can't remember his name now. He's Nottingham Forest channel. He's asked me numerous times to do a collaboration, but because I've been so busy. Actually, let me see if I can find out. Remember his channel name. But I'm going to be on his channel, and it's all right. Okay, it's Talk Forest, and to be honest, I'm fearful of what's going to happen when we play against Forest on Sunday. It's just like we started with so much gusto, and I said actually on the Easy Talk, the wheels have not fallen off yet. Will the wheels fall off? A little tink in the armor of Arsenal. And what would it take? A couple of suspensions, maybe 1 or 2 injuries, a player to go off form. The squad depth I don't know, it's so shallow and narrow. That's all it's going to take. And where are we? Dropping down the table. I don't know. And I'm not saying this to be disingenuous to Arsenal, because I love Arsenal. I've been supporting Arsenal since the mid-70s. I want Arsenal to win silver. I want Arsenal to win the Premier League. But the fine lines. So I think what I actually forgot to do is, but I think what I'll do, it's going to be 2:30 tomorrow. I'll be on this gentleman's channel, Talk Forest TV. I'll leave the link for his channel in the description box, if I can remember, at the end of the show. And you can see how I get on the other channels talking rubbish about Arsenal. I'm always talking rubbish. All right, let me go back into live chat just for the last one before we do wrap up this one. Do you think it would help putting Ben White in the middle when we need to shut the game down? No, I don't think so. I think, listen, I know Ben White. They've said, well, he could be played in the midfield as someone who can progress the ball forward. A defender, yeah. I'd far rather have a Rob Holding. Come in the last 10, 15 minutes when we need to shut the game down. But it takes more than one player. All the other players have to know, the how can I say this? The art of closing down and shutting down games. Right, sorry, just received a message there. So it's not just one player. But if you're just talking about one player to play in a defense to shut the game down, Rob Holding. A back 3 can be an attacking formation as well, right? Yeah, with the right wing backs. Yes, it can. It can. Yeah, wing backs. How's Balogun doing? Do you know? No, I don't. I'm not gonna check now, but I don't actually know. Although I know he's doing quite well. The last time I checked, I think he had scored 6 goals in 9 games, and 2 weeks ago, we had Tony, pugilistic boy, who said that he would have rather if Balogun had stayed over here in the UK, because it's not comparable playing in the Premier League compared to the French league, and his team are not doing well. I think they sit ninth. They sit 9th. Last time I was checking in the French league, but he's doing well, and there's no way he would have gotten the game time he's getting now. What's his name? His team's Rennes. I can't remember the team's name now, but he's doing rather well out there. Really, really well. Do you know when Mohamed El Neni and Emil Smith-Rowe will be back in the squad? Well, Smith-Rowe will be back on the other side of 2022. Mohamed El Neni, where are we? We're in end of October. I would probably say in December. So, but again, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. But yeah, Emerson Rowe, that's next year, January at the earliest. Oh, do a collaboration and you forgot with who? Hilarious if you forget on the stream. Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? I feel like a ban, lifetime ban coming from one of our moderators. Getting players in January is hard. Yes, I know it is. Do we have the money to buy any players, or will it be looking at loans? Spoke about Samuel Okonga. There is something about Arsenal allegedly looking at Samuel Okonga as cash plus player deal for Milovic-Savic. I was thinking, the squad numbers are so thin, and you're talking about selling a player that you brought in the summer last year. I just don't get it. I don't get it. What's your priority players for January window? Again, it has to be a striker. A striker plus a box-to-box midfielder. Defensive midfielder, a CDM. A CDM. So a striker and a CDM. Yeah. What about yourself? What about yourself, Tired? Are there any loan players you think we can and should bring back in January? I tell you what, Charlie Patino, man, he's doing well, isn't he? Talking about cult status. Instant cult status with Blackpool. Is it Blackpool? Right, they love him over there, don't they? But I wouldn't bring him back. I want to bring him back. Who would have thought that Oleksandr Zinchenko would have been out for the longest time? The last time he featured for Arsenal was in North London Derby. And who did we loan out? Nuno Tavares. I didn't want the player to, so I would bring him back. Shutting down the game is needing to defend as a team. That's a fitness and discipline issue. And that's what I said. It's not just one particular player that can do that. The whole players have to know the art of shutting the game down. But yeah, discipline. Shaq and Oni already doing their coaching badge. Yeah. Yeah, a holding midfielder. Yeah. All right, let's quickly look and see if there's been. Let's have a look. Okay. Right, there's not been any comments on our Twitter feed thus far. Right, there's no comments there. No Twitter feed. Trusty is playing well. Trusty. If Mikel and Edu do not want to lose fourth place this season, will definitely buy in January, because I feel there has been funds put aside for this. I think I've read that. I think Uncle Stan, Silent Stan, has set aside, I think, was it £50 million? They're gonna have to go into the market and buy players. Now we're talking about. I'm talking about a striker, not a backup striker, an additional striker. There's a big difference. Quality, and a central defensive midfielder. That's what I'm thinking about. Now, what they're thinking about will be something completely different. I'm absolutely sure, because they never listen to Canon 4 TV. They never listen to me. They never listen to us. Yeah, but for me, those are the priority two places there: an additional striker and a central defensive midfielder. But it is hard. It's difficult. So I would hope that they started at the end of the summer to be, putting out the feelers. And actually, good evening, Lynn. I hope you're keeping well. I hope they would have been putting out the feelers, trying to sound out players and players' agents already, Don't wait until January comes and say, actually, Edu, are you right, mate? Yeah. Oh, shall we start sounding out the players? No, do it before. Do it before. Ivan Toney, and maybe, I don't know, Milovic Savic, possibly, and maybe Ruben Neves. I'm just saying, just asking. Hi, Carl. Hi, Carl. Hope you're keeping well. Carl, I need to send you a message on your Twitter, a DM. I've got a question. Yeah, because the work that you do, yeah, I need to ask you a question about the work that you do, but I'll send a message in your DM because I saw the tweet that you put out a few hours ago. Yeah. Genius, get two injury-prone left backs who are hoping they won't be injured at the same time. Wonder if he was injury-prone at City. And that's what I said, Ty. I need to do... actually, let me just quickly do it now. Let's see. So, Zinchenko. Let's have a butchers. I did do it before. I did it before. I didn't do it before. Right, let's have a look here. I tell you what. Goodness gracious me. His injury record is so long. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 instances of being injured. Starting from the 2020 season right up until current dates. My goodness. So there answers your question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 with Man City and 2 instances with Arsenal. Knee problem and calf injury. So the knee problem, he missed 2 games, and the calf injury, he's missed 9 games. So Oleksandr Zinchenko comes with an extensive injury record there. Oh, my goodness. Ashaka could be the new coach. Let's move on. Let's move on from that. Hi, Cole. I hope you're doing well. Gabriel in the summer was a massive mistake. The price was right, and he fitted our needs. I don't want to get on the end of a ranting about the players that we should have got, but anyway. Tied. Cheers. I think 1.1. No problem. Always welcome to ask me. Yeah, okay. I'll send the message once we finish here. Almost as many injuries as the Ox. We don't want the Ox. You can keep the Ox. Thank you very much. Remember Arsenal research the negotiation Ollie's contract. Dear me, man. I don't know what to say. The players are good players when they play for us. They're no use to us. Obviously, it's obvious if they're injured. Thomas Partey, wonderful player, but no use to us if he's injured. If he's on the physio's bench. I've never seen a player play football before from the physio's bench. It's never been done before. Players are no use to us if they're injured. Bellingham is the next great player. I feel I think we spoke about him last week Thursday, James Rowe and myself. But from the angle of having players who go abroad to apply their trades and learn a different language, and I'm looking at Jude Bellingham. To me, he seems like a well-rounded young man, well balanced. Got a level head in him. Jude Bellingham could be if he can stay injury-free. Once again, Alex, at City, they played Zinni at left back. And injuries when playing for this team in midfield, maybe playing out of position. Yeah, it could be. But I'm just looking at his extensive injury record. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That is a lot. God, dearie me. And actually, it's probably not fit because one of them actually does say that quarantine maybe so 2020, could have been coronavirus. Actually, and again, 21, 22 coronavirus, 4. But he was at City for that. Oh my goodness. Who did my Twitter pick? I don't remember it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, is that the one with the domestic butler? Yes, yes. What a joker! What a joker! We can't afford Bellingham. How do you know? What price? What price we're talking about? I mean, we're talking about upwards of 70, 80 million pounds. We're gonna have to pass on that one. We're gonna have to pass. We'll have to pass. Um, I believe that we have come to an end. 3 minutes short of an hour. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. And I think there are some matches that are going to start in the next half hour. Sorry, guys. I'm going to quickly do this live and direct now. Yes, yeah. Champions League games all 8 p.m. Apart from Club Bruges versus FC Porto. If you don't want to know the scoreline, block your ears up now. It's 2 now to FC Porto. Dear you, Joker, Alex. Right. Yeah, obviously, yeah. I'm not working. I know. But I was sending the message over £100 million. Can't afford him. Thank you, Donkey. This is a good show. Thank you for that. Indeed, I do appreciate it. So, where are we? Where are we from tomorrow there on in? Tomorrow there on in forward. Like I said, I will not be doing a morning show tomorrow. In the evening, I will be doing a show with James Rowe and myself. We're talking about Europa League football and other bits and pieces as well. That's going to be a 5 p.m. kickoff. But remember, the live chat will only be accessible to paid members. So if you've paid your £1.99 or $1.99 or €1.99 as a member, you can come into the live chat and comment. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it's always been. And then following on from the 5 p.m. show with James or myself, 8 p.m. there's gonna be a watch along. Not from my brother. Not from my brother. It'll be Ange, the first lady of Canal 4 TV. Actually, let me get their graphics up. Where's their graphics? There we go. There's their graphics. All right. So that's going to be a watch along tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time. Join Richard and Ange, the first lady of Canal 4 TV. You can see them there, the little faces there. Ooh. Arsenal women versus FC Zurich women's. 8 p.m. a watch along live. Get into the live chat, show them your support. And like I said previously, there's going to be a show between James Rowe and myself. Actually, this is not James Rowe. This is, if you don't know, Mikel Arteta and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Join us at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Remember, the live chat will not be accessible to regular subscribers. You have to be a member to come into the live chat and discuss. So, Ty Gunnosaurus, get your finger out, mate. Come to the live chat, 5 p.m. and join Lynn and all the other members, paid up members on Canon 4 TV. And then on Friday will be these. I haven't done anything about the Easy Talk, but it will be an 8 p.m. kickoff, half an hour later than scheduled. Join the original Godfather, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Aldrich, my brother out there in Costa Rica, at 8 p.m. for the latest installment of the Easy Talk. And on Saturday, not doing anything. On Sunday will be the big Sunday show with Paul in the North Bank and his merry men. So that's what's going to be happening for the next few days going forward. And like I said, your sport for content on Canon 4 TV. Anyhow, there's been just a couple more showing these. Yeah, actually, let me quickly mention these ones very, very quickly. Lynn says very quickly, it's maybe if we play Jesus on the wing. Do you know what, Lynn? I was thinking the same thing the other day. The same thing. Because Tim Vickery, who's a correspondent, actually British born, now lives in Brazil, has been living in Brazil for almost 30 years, speaks Portuguese as if he were born there. He did a show on a particular radio station where he said he's spoken to the original Ronaldo, and Ronaldo said that when he looks at Gabriel Jesus, it reminds him of himself. He also spoke to the Brazilian coach, Tite, and he asked Gabriel Jesus, where do you want to play? And Gabriel Jesus says, I really don't mind. I don't mind playing out on the wing. I'm thinking, why do we play him out on the wing? Play him out on the wing. But nobody listens to us. Anyhow, as maybe if we play Jesus on the wing, Martinelli through the middle, he wouldn't get kicked around so much. When maybe Martinelli will get kicked around so much. I don't know. That's not fair. Yeah, it is fair. It is fair. Liverpool versus PSV watch along tonight, please. No, then I have to speak to the guys and see because I don't do any watch alongs. Maybe my brother can do the watch along. I'll ask my brother. Just for you, Carl. Lynn, this is really interesting. Has Arteta tried this season? No, I don't. He hasn't. I don't think he has. No, I don't think he has. It shocks me how quickly people say people are flops. Some players need time. Yes, they do. They do need time to acclimatize. But yeah, anyway, we'll leave it there. Do you know what? We have come to an end on this bump day for you, Wednesday for me. Yeah, over an hour. Can't believe it. Over an hour. What are you thinking about? I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyhow, enjoy the remnants of your evening. Thank you so very much to Ashley D. I think Ashley D, my brother, said he's going to communicate with you. Ashley D, if you can send me your mobile. Did you send me your mobile number or we've got your email? I think we've got your email address. In that case, don't worry about it. But if we don't have your email address, send me your email address. The email for us is in the description box. My brother says he needs to speak to you about sorting you out. I don't mean like sorting you out, fisticuffs. I mean like sending you more gifts because he says, without Ashley D, I can't do a watch along. I was thinking, Ralph, man, grow up, man. You can't do a watch along without Ashley D. Sort yourself out. A little dig at Ashley D. Anyhow, we're finished. We're done and dusted. Enjoy the remnants of your evening or your morning. I don't know which part of the world you are in. And this has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.